I am super excited. I know most of us are to have Daryien Lee here. He is the Health and Wellness Coordinator. Um, Daryien is going to lead us in a chair stretch session, and he's also going to give us some more information about Be Well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. Good morning to everybody and welcome back to school. I started back in March, so the tail end of the semester. So now this is my first time working on a campus right in the fall semester, so I can only imagine how busy things are going to be. So, which is why I'm here today to take us through a brief stretch exercise. And I like to combine stretch and exercise because it is a form of exercising, a form of movement, but it's also very important, according to the ACSM, which is the American College of Sports Medicine, to stretch at least 2 to 3 times per week. This could be before workout, after workout, or just in general for all good basic functional movement. And all the stretches should be about maybe 15 to 30 seconds, and 30 seconds probably being the max, because it takes about 30 seconds for the brain and the muscle to communicate the body's actually stretching for a positive response. All right, so and a little bit about Be Well. So I do initial programs centered around faculty, staff, also our GAs and student employees, just to encourage and promote wellness on campus, which looks different for each and every person. I'm also in partnership with HR. So if you have any human resources questions, anything that I can support you better with regarding those avenues and resources through HR, please reach out to Be Well and let me know. I'll be happy to help you. All right, so let's go through it. Or each stretch is going to be about 30 seconds. So I have my timer here, so don't worry, I'm going to be cueing you all. And we're going to start off with upper body. So I will move my chair back so you can see me as I go through the stretches. So we're going to start with upper body. Can everybody see me pretty good? Okay, great. I look very tiny on my screen, but great. Okay, so first one we're going to do is we're going to do a head tilt. Okay, so what you can do, if you feel comfortable, resting your left hand, top of your head here, and gently tilt your head to your left side. Now, if you feel that you're applying too much pressure and you're feeling pain or discomfort here, you can ease off and just let your head just rest. Okay? All right, 30 seconds. And make sure that we're breathing through our nose and out our mouth nice and slow. And what's important about breathing while we're stretching is getting good oxygenation into the blood as we're stretching, okay? We want to make sure we get oxygen-rich blood into those muscles. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And other side. Make sure whenever we switch, we go nice and slow as we alternate. All right, 30 seconds. Remember, you want to feel slight discomfort, but no pain. If you're feeling pain, then we're pulling and not allowing our head to naturally stretch, or neck per se on this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Neutral position. So, next stretch, we're going to turn our head to our left. So we're stretching more of the deep muscles here that connect to our clavicle bone here. I'm not going to get too far into the anatomy, but this is very important here. So 30 seconds, we're just going to hold that pose. Now this, you don't have to force it. You don't have to use your hand or any other additional movement. Shoulder squared, nice and tall, and looking to your left. And you should feel that right in this muscle, right in here. You can see prominent muscle there. And a little bit here too, right down in this area. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now slowly to neutral position. And then now we're going to go to our right. Perfect. Remember to maintain good breathing through your nose and out your mouth. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time. All right, so now back to neutral position. Now we're going to do some shoulder stretching. So now we did the neck stretching, we're going to do some shoulder stretching. I call this, well, it's formally called across the chest stretch. So right arm It's almost like you're punching towards your left, not really punching, but you know, like a Taibo old school workout. So towards your left arm, and you want to trap that elbow right in here, okay? Bring that up, and you should feel the stretch in your shoulder, okay? If you feel it in your pec muscle, which is the chest muscle, this means we're a little tight in front, which is normal, that happens. But you want to feel that stretch right in here in the shoulder, okay? All right, 20 seconds. And again, if this feels uncomfortable, you can ease off with that stretch a little bit by just letting that arm that's holding the right arm, you can release that tension just a little bit as you feel comfortable. 3, 2, 1, and time. Remember, we want to come out of a stretch nice and slow, not abruptly, and then we'll switch, okay? Left arm across, and then trapping that left elbow right in here on the right part of the in front of the elbow of the right arm. All right. Yep. 10 seconds. Make sure we're breathing. 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, now we're gonna do 30 seconds of shoulder rotation, okay? So we're gonna go forward and then backwards, okay? 30 seconds. And so I'll sit sideways so you can see me better, okay? All right, perfect. All right, for 30 seconds. So forward rotation to neutral. Posterior rotation, neutral. What I mean by neutral is you're coming back to your original position with your shoulder. Forward rotation, neutral. Posterior rotation, neutral. Forward rotation, neutral. Posterior rotation, neutral. And time. All right. So that's just to loosen up the shoulder joint. Okay. So next, we will do our spinal rotation, okay? So the importance of this, ladies and gentlemen, is to stretch all the muscles in your upper, mid, and lower. Very important, because when we're sitting all day, our muscles get very, very tight. You may not notice it until you go to move, or to bend down to tie your shoe, or to pick up your bag, or whatever you're doing. You're saying, ooh, I'm a little tight today. It's probably because we spend a lot of time sitting. So this stretch is very essential for other functional movement as well. All right, so I'll demonstrate before we start the timer. So we're going to turn to our left. First of all, make sure you have a chair that's safe to use. Make sure your chair isn't wiggling like mine is. It's moving around, but I'm on carpet, so it's a minimal amount of movement. If you're on a hard surface, make sure you lock your wheels to make sure that you're not sliding around and causing harm to yourself, okay? All right, so nice and straight here, shoulder square, chin tucked a little bit, and we're going to rotate to our left. You see me turning. Right shoulder's going to be in front. Let me back up a little bit more so you can see it. Right hand is going to touch the left knee, outside the left leg here, okay? Use that left hand, if you need to, as a support mechanism on the back part of the chair here. And then slightly give yourself a twist. So you want to try and look behind you if possible. If you can't, and this is uncomfortable, because you may not do this stretch often, it's okay to look directly to your left, okay? So I'll do that with you. We'll look to your left. I usually like to go further back, but just for some of you, this may be your first time. We'll aim left, shoulders square to our left, right hand up in here. Okay, hold that position and 30 seconds. Let's go. Make sure we're breathing in your nose and out your mouth. Nice and relaxed. If this is uncomfortable, you can always ease off the stretch. See how I'm rotating back toward the center just a little bit, just to give a bit of comfort, if you need to. All right, perfect. Now, when we come out of the stretch, remember to come out of it slowly. You never want to go from here and then whip around and go, okay? You can if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. We don't want any spasms to happen. Back spasms are very painful. So we come from here, neutral, shake it off, a little wiggle here, and then we're going to go to the other side, okay? All right, remember, left hand outside the right corner of the knee, okay? Right hand slightly back around the chair and give yourself a nice twist where your shoulders are facing the opposite direction and we're looking that way, towards your right. All right, and 30 seconds. Breathing in, breathing out, nice and fast. And if you feel any slight discomfort, it's okay. It's part of stretching, but if it's painful and uncomfortable, it's okay to ease off the stretch a bit and kind of bring yourself this direction if you need to, okay? 3, 2, 1, time. All right, so that's for our mid, upper, and lower back. Now, let's focus on our hip flexors. So, you don't have to stand. I'm only standing because I want to show you. Hip flexors are going to be where the hip joint meets the socket right here, okay? Very important for functional movements, so our legs are going back and forth. Again, don't repeat what I'm doing. I'm just showing you why this stretch is important. Functional movement daily is through our core, which is our belly button all the way to our spine, and our legs, hips, and everything. Because when we're walking, we're here, right? So all of this is moving. Our core is engaging, hip flexors are engaging, and all these issues here that we get from sitting all day come from not moving as much. So let's stretch that along with our glute muscles, which is our butt muscle as well. So I'm going to show us how to do that, okay? But first, let's do the seated. So we're going to focus on the glute. I like to call this the newspaper reading pose, okay? You ever seen people sit like this and read the newspaper? So copy me. We're going to start with, you see what I'm doing? Right foot down, left leg up. In this position, it's kind of a common sitting position. We're in a meeting or having a discussion, having coffee, or just hanging out. Sometimes we're in this position here. So with that being said, our glute muscle on this side here, coming all the way up, muscles, okay? You have your small, your medium, and your large there. So I like to lock my fingers, okay? Bring them here at the top of the knee, right in this corner here. Gently pull that towards your right shoulder, okay? Gently pull that up towards your right shoulder. You should feel a stretch right down by the glute muscle and in the hip area, okay? If it's very uncomfortable, ease off of that and gently pull, okay? If it hurts, don't pull it all and just gauge the tension right down in here, okay? So let me set an angle more so you can see me. Let me shift a little bit. Right in here, all right? And 30 seconds. If this is uncomfortable for all of you, feel free not to do it, okay? We'll work our way through this. So slightly pull, just like that, and hold it there. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is essential for loosening up that hip joint on the outside, but also the glute muscles as well, okay? Our glute muscles get very tight from sitting all day, and our glute muscles are very important for walking all day, standing. They're the muscles that can take most of the energy absorption. Also, engaging our core while we're standing is another tip I recommend too. 30 seconds is done. To take the load off of our back. All right. I know I'm giving you a lot of science, but I just want to give some context. And what we'll do is come back slow, left leg down. We'll bring that leg up. Gently sit it here. Okay, just like this. Same thing. Locking the fingers, which I like to do, you don't have to. And then right corner here. And then gently pull that right knee toward the left shoulder. Gently pull that, still resting your leg on top of your leg. You should feel that. And if you do, you're stretching. 30 seconds. All right, let's go. Breathing in. Breathing out. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time. All right. Great. Now, we're going to move into the calf and hamstring stretch in our chair. Again, if you have a chair that moves like mine quite a bit, that doesn't quite lock, this chair doesn't lock, you want to make sure if you're in a moving chair, you're on carpet. Carpet's going to give you limited amount of movements. It's going to be safe, okay? Or more safe. We want to sit not at the edge, but right where our butt is still on the chair comfortably, and we still have access to you, okay? Now, what we want to do is, let's start with the left leg. So keep 90-degree angle here. Shoulder square. Yeah? Okay, perfect. All right. So, again, toward the edge of the chair. Remember this leg here. Maybe turn the angle so you can see me better. Here, toward the edge. Leg out. I like to rest both hands here on the right knee and slightly tilt forward, okay? Posture straight, shoulder square. Gently tilt forward, and you should feel a stretch behind the calf, the back of the knee, and possibly hamstring, depending on how flexible you are. All right? Okay. And 30 seconds. All right. Maintaining good breathing through your nose and out your mouth. Again, we don't want to be slumped over like this. Unless you want to get a back stretch, you can. But I recommend shoulder square, chin tuck a little bit, slightly tilt forward, gazing right there. Like pick something on the ground that you can look at and maintain decent posture here. It won't be perfect, but it should suffice for the stretch. All right, and then we'll come up to neutral position, and then we will switch. All right, remember to not switch abruptly, casually, nice and slow. Right, 30 seconds. Resting hands on that left knee there, and then slowly tilt forward. And chin tuck a little bit, and I'm gazing right here at the carpet right in front of me. And if you feel like you're not getting a deep enough stretch, you can always go further. Or if you want, you can take your hands from that left knee to that right knee, and then slide it on down, further ankle, and do like this if you want. Depending on your level of stretch, do what's comfortable. And if it's uncomfortable, then go back to the basics here and so. All right, 30 seconds, come up slowly. All right, perfect, okay. Now, let's work on our hands and wrists, right? We do a lot of typing, we do a lot of projects for that, we do a lot of different things. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me. All right, so we wanna work on the forearm. So, right hand out forward, you can sit back in your chair comfortably, which I will do. Grab my timer, excuse me. All right, perfect. So, reach out in front here. Left hand will come up over the top of that right hand, and then gently pull where your palm is facing your body, okay? And that's gonna stretch all the muscles in here, which is very, very, very good to prevent carpal tunnel and stressing on the phalanges and ligaments here, and also stretching the forearm, which we do a lot of work and we don't realize, okay? All right, 30 seconds, gently pull. I'm also a musician, so I do the stretch quite often before drumming. I do gigs every now and then when I can, but this is a stretch I do quite a bit, especially using a lot of my finger movements while playing drums. So, one of my favorite, actually. Perfect. Then, keeping that hand out, we're going to rotate, palm facing the ceiling, and then left hand, pull this way, okay? So now we're going to get this section of the forearm. Very, very important. 30 seconds, all right. Five seconds. All right, gently release, not too fast. Shake it off, and we'll do the other side. All right, and out, just like this. Palm facing the body, left hand, right hand goes over the top. Gently pull. to breathe. Five seconds. All right, perfect. And now we're going to rotate. Palm facing up, right hand over the top, and then gently pull. 30 seconds now. Gently come out of it, shake it off. Perfect. All right. We're almost wrapping up here. I'm not sure how I'm doing on time, but I want to do another important stretch. This is focusing on your lats. So you don't have to copy me, but I want to show you stretching these muscles here are very important because these muscles attach to your scapula. So whenever we're sitting and we're hinged forward like this, these muscles here are pulling on the other muscles on the side here. Or maybe we're using our mouse and we find that our elbows are out here and we're moving around, which we should be this direction here, shoulders square, elbows in, but sometimes we find ourselves moving out here and typing. So when we're moving out this way, this muscle here is flexing consistently. So I'm not sure if you've experienced that before, but I've gotten tension on the right side right in here. So let's stretch that. All right. So I'll demonstrate what we're going to do. We're going to go hands up. I like to grab either right wrist or left ear, and then sitting up tall, slightly tilt to your side. There we go. You should feel that all in here. And go as far as you feel comfortable, but this is going to really stretch and loosen all this up here. All right, 30 seconds. And let's go. Sorry, I changed it to a minute. I apologize. Hold that stretch. I'll take 10 seconds off. There we go. Perfect. And only do what's comfortable for you. If you can't go as far, that's all right. If you want to bring one arm down and rest it on the chair and just tilt for support, that's okay too. Whatever's comfortable for you. All right. 5 seconds. Okay. Come out of this stretch very slow. And then tilt to the other side. 30 seconds. Let's go. All right. Remember to breathe. And if you feel like you go a little bit more, feel free to tilt more. Only at your comfort. And come up, neutral position, and relax. I think my time is coming to an end, so I want to do one last exercise. This is a I would say internal stretching mechanism, but also it's associated with deep breathing. And how many of you have done deep breathing exercises before? Yeah? Okay, so I want to take you through that really quickly because that's very essential to getting our lungs to expand. That's very essential to relaxing the muscles that take on all the stress, which is up here, all of our tension, because we do a lot of this when we're stressed. So each time we breathe up and raise these muscles, we're flexing. So over time, we get all that tension right here in the back of the neck, and then the traps up here, and so forth and so on. So what deep breathing does, it helps us to learn how to use our diaphragm, which our diaphragm allows us to get more oxygenation into the lungs, and also helps us to relax. But also we want to learn how to use that diaphragm because it is a muscle too. It moves up and down as we inhale and exhale. So that'll be the final stretch / breathing exercise. Sorry, I'm dropping my phone. So we'll do that for 30 seconds. And the key thing here I like to do is place one hand on my stomach and then one hand on my chest. Reason being is because we want to differentiate the way we're breathing. We want minimal amount of movement from the chest and shoulders. We want to not do that as much. You go belly rise and fall. And because maybe some of us haven't used our diaphragm as much or diaphragm breathing, we may find ourselves not feeling our stomach expand as much, right? Because we feel like we can get so much more here, but technically moving our diaphragm more allows the lungs to get more oxygen, okay? So here and here, this is just to gauge if you feel your chest is moving more than your stomach, then breathe with your stomach, all right? You can close your eyes if you like, you can keep them open. I like to close my eyes. And we'll do 30 seconds and then breathe nice and slow, okay? Remember, in your nose, out your mouth, let your stomach expand and contract down towards your spine. All right, 30 seconds. All right. Remember, belly breathing and less upper respiratory and chest breathing. All right, open your eyes. Let's do one more round of that if you don't mind. I usually do a minute. I just want to take you through that. Let's do one more round of 30 seconds for that. Ready? And belly breathing, 30 seconds. Eyes open and relax. All right. How did that feel, everybody? You can reach us at bewell@utk.edu, or you can message me directly if you'd like at DLEE118@utk.edu.